Hi everyone, welcome to Red Fox Sewing and Crafting, and welcome to my craft room. I'm Joanna. Today we are continuing the simple album that we started in the last video. We made the cover, the album cover, and now it's time to make the pages. I'm going to start with the base pages. You need 3 pieces that are 5.5 by 6 1/4. And we're going to score all 3 with the 6 1/4 at the top at 1/2 and at 3/4. And then really quick, we're just going to fold and burnish on all of our score marks. And that will be our base pages ready to go. Page 1, you will need a piece that is 2.5 by 6.5. And we are going to score starting at the 6.5 with a 6.5 at the top. We're going to score at 1/2 inch, turn 1/2 inch, turn 1/2 inch. Fold and burnish all your score marks. If you want, you can punch a little notch in the center here. I'm not going to do that with this one. I'm just going to miter the top 2 corners just like so, and then slight miter the bottom 2 squares out, and then it should look like this. Quickly gonna add score tape to my 3 tabs here. And we can grab our first page. I am going to fold both this full 3/4 underneath. So I just have a full 5.5 by 5.5 to work with. And you want to attach the bottom tab of your pocket to the tab side of your page. So we're going to add a little bit of glue to the bottom tab of the pocket, and page tab right here, pocket right against the 3/4 inch score mark of that page. Just like that. I'm going to open this up grab some Scotch tape and we're going to stick that down to cover our tab. And now we can put our 2 side tabs down. Just like that. Page 1 is done. Page 2, I'm going to take this, flip it around, and now you want the 3/4 inch score marks on the side, on your right side, and we need to cover the 5.5 inch square with paper. So I'm going to do that really quick, and then we can work on the pieces that go on the page. We are going to make a waterfall on page 2, so you will need 6 pieces that are 3 by 4.5, and we are going to score all 6 of them with the 3 inches at the top at 1/2 inch. And then we're just going to fold and burnish on our score mark that we made. And that's it. You do not want to miter your corners. You want to keep your full 3 by 4.5 inch piece together. So I'm going to fold and burnish all my pieces, and then we can put the waterfall together. Got my waterfall pieces, I got my base page, it's time to put the waterfall together. So I'm going to gonna keep it like this with my hinge on the right, and I'm gonna grab a ruler and I'm going to put it at the top of my page. Starting with the first piece, I'm going to add some glue to my tab here. And you want to measure 1/4 inch down and then 1/2 inch from both sides for your first piece. Just going to stick it right on the base page, just like so. First piece is down. And now we can just take our second piece and align it with our first piece. So you just want to butt it up right against the tab of the previous piece, and it should line up perfectly. If you do have problems lining it up or making it even, you can put a ruler on the edge of your page to help you make sure that your pieces are aligning properly. But I'm doing pretty good, so I'm just going to keep lining mine up with the previous page. And this really truly is a simple album because each page is really easy to put together. Just a few pieces for each page. And it can go together in like maybe an hour, hour and a half. And our last piece. And, oops. No, that's right. Okay. There is our waterfall. All done. So, pages 1 and 2 are fully done. We could put this off to the side with our cover. Page 3. You will need a piece that is 3 1/4 by 5 1/2, and a piece that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. You are going to leave your 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. You are not going to score that. Our 3 1/4 by 5 1/2. We want to put that with the 3 1/4 at the top, and we're just going to score at 1/2 inch. That's the only scoring we're doing for this page. Fold and burnish. Going to miter our 2 corners. And we need our next base page. For this, we are going to put our flap here that we just made at the top of our page. So I have my hinge on the left side, tucking that in, and placing the flap right at the top. Laying it as best as I can, just like so. Next step, we are going to need a pair of magnets. I'm going to grab one and kind of center it on my page as best as I can. Stick this around the bottom section of my 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then I'm just going to grab some score tape and stick that down onto the mat. Now we need the front of our flap and the back of our mat with the magnet on the magnet side. We want to cover them with pattern paper. I have my 2 pieces covered, and now we can attach our mat to our flap. You want 5/8 from the top and bottom, and 1 1/8 from the 2 sides. So I'm just going to stick my ruler right at the top. I'm gonna quickly measure again. Making sure that my magnet's in the right place. I'm just gonna grab with my fingers where the attach part is gonna be. Where the mat's gonna attach to the flap, and I'm just adding glue where that is, making sure that I'm not gluing the magnet side. Then checking to make sure that my ruler didn't move. Just going to carefully line my mat right back in place and stick it down, just like that. And now we can add our second magnet to the base page. So I have some score tape right here. I'm going to check to make sure that the magnets attach. Sticky side up. Place the magnet right on top. Flip it down. And your magnet is stuck. That is page 3 done. Page 4. You need one piece that is 3.5 by 6.5. So we're going to score this, starting with the 6.5 at the top, at half, turn half, turn and half. Oops. There are a lot of pockets in this album, so just like this one. So it's just going to be really easy going. Just scoring on 3 sides, mitering, and then attaching on our album pages. This pocket is getting put on the bottom of our page. So I'm going to flip this around so that the tab, the hinge, is on the left. And your flap, if you open it up, should be at the bottom. Add glue to the bottom of our pocket here, bottom tab, and just going to line it up with the bottom of our page. Just like so. And Scotch tape on the bottom, or on the tab, the bottom tab. And then gluing the 2 sides down. Easiest thing to add. That's page 4. We'll set that aside with our other page and our cover, and we'll work on the last 2 pages. So, for page 5, we need a piece that is 4 by 6.5 and a piece that is 3 by 6.5. Again, these are going to be pockets. And we're starting again with 6.5 at the top, 1/2 inch, turn, 1/2 inch, turn, 1/2 inch. Same with our other piece. And then we're just going to fold and burnish on all of the score marks that we just made and miter our corners. So I'm going to do that really quick, and then I'll show you how to put these on. Got my page, my pockets. Gonna start with the larger pocket here. And you want the bottom of our page here. And we're just going to line this up with the bottom of our page, just like so. And then again, Scotch tape right on the bottom tab. And then we can put our 2 sides down. And then this one we're going to put right on top of the larger pocket. Again, at the bottom. So again, just sticking the bottom tab at the bottom. Make sure everything is lining up. Scotch tape over the bottom tab. And then we can put the 2 side tabs down. And that is page 5. page 6. We need to cover page 6 with pattern paper before we can do the cardstock. So I'm going to do that really quick, and then we can work on putting the last cards on here. Our last two pieces that we need are one piece that is 5 by 5 and one piece that is 2.5 by 2.5. The 5 by 5 is just going to be a mat, so we're going to set that off to the side. The 2.5 by 2.5, we are going to grab our paper trimmers and we are going to cut this in half from corner to corner. Just like this. And then we're going to take these and we're just going to add glue to the two straight sides, like so. And then glue them down to the two outer corners of our page. So we have a kind of tuck spot. Just like that. And then our 5 by 5 just gets tucked into those two little corners, just like so. And all three of our base pages are fully covered, so now we can attach these to our cover. And I'm going to add some score tape to my pages. Okay, to put the pages onto our spine, we're going to need a ruler. Grab this one, I think. And you want to line it up with the edge of your spine. So my pattern paper is actually 2 inches, which is the size of my spine. So I'm going to line this up with the edge of my pattern paper to make it a little easier for myself. Then I'm going to take my first page, add some glue to my tab. And you want to make sure that your hinge is going towards the back. And then we're going to just glue down the 1/2 inches. And you want to line your page up 1/2 inch away from the edge of your spine and 1/4 inch from the top and bottom. Just like this. Page 2 is going to go right up against page 1. So again, I'm going to add a little bit of glue to my hinge. And I'm just going to line it up just like so. Page 3 is slightly different. You want your hinge to actually go towards the front, like this. after you add your glue, you're going to take your 1/2 inch tab, your 1/2 inch, the tab, and you want to place it on top of the previous page. Just like this. And then you should end up with a 1/2 inch on this side. And that way you'll get all 3 of your pages in, and you'll be able to see your pattern paper. And that is the album fully complete. So I hope you enjoyed making this album with me. If you liked the video, click the like button down below. If you want to see more, hit subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!